Hi Cancer, hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for September 1st through the 7th, first week. Taking it all the way through till right after that new moon on the 6th. And also we have Mercury going into pre-shadow on the 6th. So we'll kind of work that into the reading. But let's throw some cards down. Let's see what's going on for you guys. I'm going to start with general messages. I'll apply it to all parts of life, from work to family, relationship, school even, right? Welcome back, right? I'm so excited that I'm going to get to see my students again. Oh, we're starting off with some card of pain. Okay, let's see what we have here. Wow. That's a very meaningful first row, Cancer. What is going on? So we have the moon's going to be traveling sort of through your first, second, and third house this week. On the 1st through the 3rd, it's going to be in your first house of self. So you're going to feel like your emotions are going to be sort of heightened with that moon energy in your house of self, your physical body, your attitude, your identity, your approach to life. So, you know, being in your energy, you're going to be very sort of feeling very sensitive, right, for those first few days. And then on the 4th and 5th, it's going to go into your second house in Leo. And that second house has to do with your sense of self, your self-esteem. It also has to do with money, work, income, job, your work habits, your ethics, right, your work ethic, that kind of thing. And so you're going to feel very sort of tuned in and tapped into this idea of really wanting to enjoy your work, really wanting to enjoy and be very creative with what you do in this area, your emotion, right, your feelings. You're going to be feeling it very strongly. And then on the 6th and 7th, we have the moon, of course, going into Virgo for that new moon energy to hang out with Mars and the sun. And for you guys, it's going to be happening in your 3rd house of the mind, thinking, communication, siblings, social activities, interests, your neighbors, your neighborhood, learning. Those of you who are going back to school, right, starting the new semester, very, very, very busy energy. It's going to be trining Uranus in your 11th house of friends, technology, hopes, wishes, the future. So a very busy back to school energy. Busy kind of energy having to do with like wishes and your future. Now that 11th house is going to be in conjunct with the 4th house. That's going to have Mercury going into pre-shadow on the 6th. It doesn't go retrograde until the 27th, but it's going to be hanging out there with Venus in Libra in that 4th house. So what is that 4th house? It's home, it's roots, it's family, it's self-care. It's your emotions. It has to do with your mother. It has to do with children as well, right? So there's going to be this inconjunct that means tension, something that needs to be reasoned out between your friends and your home, your friends and your ability to feel grounded, rooted, safe, and secure in something. Your friends, or not your friends at all. It could have to do with your hopes and your wishes and what it is that you want for yourself moving forward and where it is that you live now. Right? Or some of you may be a little concerned about your mother during this time period, those of you who still have your mother with you, right? Because this is for all different ages and stages. So we're starting off with the card of heartbreak, of pain, the pain of a truth, betrayal. This could be depression. This could be some sort of disappointment that you're experiencing. But what's good about it is that the lights come on. I always say this with this, right? We have to look at the glass half full. The confusion is going to be gone. Something's going to be out on the table, and you're going to be in a position where you're going to be able to move on from something that's been disappointing, that's been painful, okay? And then we have the beautiful sun. So, you know, there's really nothing to be really mad at here. This is going in a very beautiful direction. In numerology, this is connected to the Wheel of Fortune. So you've reached a turning point here. Right? And now the sun is this energy where it's like, it's the focus of something. It's success. It's good health. It's having everything that you need to create what it is that you want. Right? I always say with this, because a lot of people get very excited when they see the sun. It's like, oh, like a pot of gold. It's not like that, right? The sun really does, what the sun does is it helps to give us the tools that we need in order to make something happen. Now, what I think is interesting here is that we then got the wheel clarifying that. Okay, now why is this interesting? Because in numerology, this is the sun and the magician. So I'm feeling like these two middle energies in tarot and numerology, it's all about focus, manifesting, because you've reached a turning point. Cancer, for a lot of you, you're starting something new. I feel like a lot of you are dealing with some sort of either very busy communication, learning something new, launching something new, doing something new, getting into some sort of new, for some of you, it could certainly be obviously a new semester, depending on, where you're at in your life, but there's something new. And then we have the Ace of Wands. I like this for you. This is a very auspicious energy for all areas of your life. It's all about new beginnings, new enterprise, very creative projects, conception of ideas. This is an energy of virility as well for those of you who are in that space where if you're trying to grow something, if you're trying to get pregnant, if you're trying to grow your family, if you're looking to move forward and purchase a home, if you're looking to start a business, anything that would incite this creative motivation, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, but it's starting out where, okay, something didn't work out. Thank you. Rejection is, rejection is protection sometimes, because it's just going into this beautiful, very mercurial energy. Just very much feeling that. It's sort of like this manifest, just because the wheel is the Magician and the Sun. That's a lot of like air with fire, beautiful to blow something up, lovely, lovely for a new beginning. But it's, clarifying also now coming down this way, this Three of Swords, is the fact you had some sort of argument with somebody or just a lack of agreement. It didn't even have to be a big blowout. It's a minor arcana. But there was where this battle of the wills and lack of agreement about something. There could have been this situation where there were strong opinions being exercised, right? You and somebody else or a group of people, everybody's just kind of fighting to be heard. Kind of an annoying energy, right? Where everybody's kind of yelling over each other. No, it's got to be this way. It's got to be that way. I want to actually take it one down just to finish this row off. We have the Six of Swords then. And the Six of Swords is recognizing that you need to detach from something, at least taking a break. Just a little break. Again, it's a minor arcana. But this is going to allow for some space for you to do some internal work and some assessment, right? Now, for some of you, this could literally be traveling away. So maybe you're going back to school. Maybe you are, maybe you're moving, right? And the reason I'm saying that is just because we do have that Mercury in pre-shadow with Venus and Libra in your 4th house, right? And it is quincunxing that 11th house. So you might be working on a project. Maybe you have to go back to school, right? When you live there, right? Maybe you dorm, or you're working on something and you have to move. And so it's like all of these things are up in the air right now when it comes to that. Coming back up here, clarifying this Five of Wands going this way, we have the Page of Cups, which is also clarifying the Sun energy. So there's some sort of new good news coming in, having to do with either love, money, family, or something really fun. This is a personification of water. So for some of you, this could even be a new potential partner on the near horizon. Maybe you're going to meet them at work. Maybe you're going to meet them at school through friends. It doesn't really matter, but it is this sort of something new being introduced that's going to really impact in an emotional way a really beautiful part of your life. Again, it could have to do with love, money, family, etc., whatever it is. Clarifying that, though, we do have the King of Pentacles. So King of Pentacles is a solid energy, right? It's Aries and Taurus, but there is an element of greed about it. About him or her, right? I mean, we say king, queen, whatever, genders really don't matter. But when we're talking about the King of Pentacles, this is somebody like very generous, very hardworking individual, really likes being settled in things, all of that, right? But this is somebody who doesn't have any patience for it. If somebody wants to come in and like, I don't know, use them for money, take money for granted, not be fair with money, or try to change them. So there could be some tension here. And Cancer, just because you have Uranus and Taurus and it's quincunxing that 4th house, the idea of like what you want to do, because wherever Uranus is, you got to understand right now we're all open to the new, but we're also embracing the change, and we're all working to elevate our experience, right? Especially in these houses that are being focused on having to do with this new moon energy, right? So for you, it's that 3rd house, which is, it's all about communicating, learning, siblings, your neighborhood, right? But Uranus and Taurus, that trine there, shaking things up for new, and the tension having to do with home. So you might be in this space where maybe somebody that you live with Or it might just be within yourself, you wanting to do something with your future and you saying, yeah, but is it going to bring me the foundation that I want and the security? More importantly, the security that I want, right? Because that's that fourth house energy, security, roots, self-care, being able to take care of yourself, right? And the thing is, we have this new opportunity, but it's like somebody's going to have a hard time working out like the change with this King of Pentacles. It's like, ask me to do anything, but don't ask me to do that. Ask me to do anything, but don't ask me to invest money, or don't ask me for money. Don't ask me to change. Don't ask me to sacrifice something. Don't ask me, right? So it's almost like there's this need to sort of balance something out, right? We have the strength energy, so something needs to be balanced out, right? When we get the strength energy, it's like, okay, some sort of test is going on. Things are going to get better, but there's a need for balance here. Right? If this has to do with career or money, there might be tensions at work because of somebody's ego. The problems, any problems can be solved here through empathy. That's the key thing here. But somebody in the midst of your life here, in your energy, with very strong opinions, will need some help, Cancer, calming their ego the heck down so that their minds can open up, and you may need to be the one to play mediator in that situation, whether it has to do with work, a school situation, even a family situation. This King of Pentacles is not a bad person. It's just a little stubborn and just a little inflexible about what, he or she is willing to do or willing not to do. Coming back to the Six of Swords, right? Detaching from the toxicity so that there can be growth. I mean, the Empress is the mother of the tarot, for goodness sake, right? I mean, this is all about that. All about that. But very specifically in numerology, this is connected to the Hangman in the World. So the world is always about learning a lesson. And what lesson are they learning? Well, the lesson is, if I keep doing something that doesn't feel 100% right by me, I may end up martyring what it is that I ultimately want in my life. If I listen to my partner, if I listen to my parents, if I listen to my friends, if I listen to what I'm supposed to be doing or any of that, and I don't take the chance, or I don't go after something that I'm feeling very passionate about, whether it's that relationship, that job, that major, that project, whatever it is, you are going to be in a space where you're going to be weighing out, am I going to be sorry for that? Because you really do want to grow, right? This is Venus. Venus is all about growth and expansion, right? That's why we call her the mother of the tarot. And we have that being clarified again by this newness, right? We have the Page of Cups new, right? Something new coming. This is brand spanking new, though. This is very nice energy. This could have to do with love for some of you, or any kind of key emotional event. So it could have to do with fertility, pregnancy, prioritizing parenting, falling in love, getting a new job that you really, really love, something, just this new emotional aspect. Something happens to you. Maybe you get a new opportunity and it's just like, oh, this is just amazing, right? Now, if you're within something already, like a job where you guys are maybe working as a team towards something, relationship as a team, a family situation, whatever it is, there's a lot of strong love and support here. So this is really nice. And for those of you who are making a decision because there was heartbreak and pain and arguments and this detaching from the toxicity of something, and you're just very focused on growing and being in love, this is you really experiencing some fabulous spiritual growth, very creative energy, and something that matters a lot to you coming to fruition. But it's that very thing, regardless of how we're going to interpret it, that's going to push you into that next space. Because this is Sun in Aries energy, fresh path, new perspective. This is one of the good fortune cards. So this has to do with thriving business, super intense period, guys, very busy time for you. This is an indicator for some of you for a wedding, others of you an important relationship if you're meeting somebody new. For others of you, this is just you moving on to realize your plans, but you might be dealing with unconventional people or find yourself in an unconventional situation. And as unconventional as it is, you should love up every minute of it. Every minute of it, because this is going to end up being a really good thing. We have coming down this way the Ace of Wands, the Strength energy, the Three of Wands. Love this for new beginnings. You are just moving away from something toxic in this first row, and you're just moving towards finding balance and happiness, and you sort of moving yourself into a space that's really very much going to benefit you moving forward. So this is really nice. If it has to do with relationship, getting away from whatever's toxic, and honestly, we have the Empress, the Ace of Cups, the Three of Wands. This is moving on and manifesting with or without them. Like, you're going to end up in a good space here. There's no question. But we're going to do a relationship read separately. This is just for the general. We're going to do the relationship read next, more specifically. So we're not pulling in all the areas of life. Try to get as focused of a message as we can. So with that Mercury, you know, in pre-shadow, again, not going totally retrograde until the 27th. Who cares about Mercury retrograde at this point? It's retrograde half the time, literally. Half our flipping life, I always say. But Mercury retrograde is so important because it's not that it stops, it doesn't go with it. Mercury, again, rules what we think about, what's on our mind. And when it's in that pre-shadow, we're starting to go within and we're looking really deeply at that 4th house. What are you looking at? You're looking at your home, metaphorical and literal, your roots, your family, your emotions, the foundation of your life, right? In that 4th, with Venus is going to take that edge off if you're having a hard time seeing anything. In Libra, where you're going to be very focused on fairness, on justice. You're going to be focused on, if something has felt like a test, it's going to end up manifesting really beautiful. It's going to go in your favor, right? It's whatever is happening here, it's going to end up going in your favor. So I do like that. So let's see what we have coming up. Page of Pentacles is that situation right now, being challenged by the Ten of Swords. 8 of Wands in the past. All right, so Cancer, straight up, I feel like you're dealing with somebody who's either a little dishonest. How are we a little dishonest? I'm trying to be nice. Dishonest, imbalanced, some sort of issue going on here. It does seem like we have the 8 of Wands coming into this, which is actually a really nice energy. This is good news coming in, especially if you guys have been separated, right? But even if you haven't been separated, maybe you guys have been waiting on something. Maybe you've been waiting on, you're going to get that house, that business, is that project going to come through, whatever it is, waiting for a decision, but good news coming in. And that good news is going to end up bringing growth. Now, this new moon energy, I want to just say as an aside, this is sort of manifesting something that started in August, or accelerate something that happened, that started in like the 2nd into the 3rd week of August. It's going to be rolling out the rest of the month. So just keep that in mind. So we have the Page of Pentacles, nice energy, personification of Earth. So this is nice, hardworking, being very focused, and a very strong connection, right? Because the Pentacles doesn't only mean money. It could be, right? This could mean that you or your partner got a new job and it's really going to greatly benefit in some way your relationship, if money has been a challenge, or if somebody's been wanting to change jobs, anything like that. Absolutely, that could happen, especially with Uranus and Taurus in the 11th. Absolutely, a lot of you are going to be getting new opportunities. So that could be, you know, when you sort of beginning regarding like finance, business, an offer made on a property. Maybe you find out that, you know, you got that sale, the sale's going through, you got the mortgage, whatever the case is, right? I mean, fill in the blank. But it has to do with either money, mental, physical, or emotional connection, any of those things. But what it does definitely indicate, regardless, is a new cycle. What's the challenge, though, is something from the past. This 10 of Swords. This is Mercury and Virgo energy that represents endings, where there's a history to it. And it's that finality in the release of something that releases you from the frustration and the stress, even if it's painful. This is the end of a challenging time period. So you're gonna be able to sort of transform, right, into a healthier energy with fresh eyes and a new mindset, which is great. But it's challenging, this new beginning. So some of you may be in this space where you might be having a hard time having this new start. Forgiving somebody, moving on from somebody, getting past something. So it's like some sort of good news comes in, but you may be having a really hard time getting past something that's going on in the relationship. And guys, just to keep it real, like, we don't have to streamline these. So for example, maybe you get some information in that a project has been financed or something has gone really well, right? in one of your lives, or both of your lives, right? Having separate to do with the relationship. But it's maybe that very thing that you are identifying as actually needing in order to effectively and successfully sort of move past maybe some issues that you're having in the relationship, but you're having a really hard time with that. You're having a really hard time letting go of something. Now, the basis of this situation, we have the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords can happen internally as well as externally, meaning this, you could get some sort of useful information from somebody. Maybe somebody calls you up to have a conversation about something that's going on here. Or you might be dealing with this person that you're dealing with might be a little insensitive and forthright with their words, and you might have a little bit of a hard time with that. But what I am feeling here, regardless, is you using your common sense, you relying on your intelligence, right? Because swords are truth, air, your mind, right? It's the mind. You're really relying on your mind. You're not, you're paying attention to everything, okay? Because right now, the present situation, you're dealing with the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords, tricky energy, moon in Aquarius. So this can manifest a couple of ways. Some of you can be dealing with some dishonesty, immoral behavior, running away from the responsibility of the relationship. There might be a person overstepping boundaries or somebody being selfish. Now that could be somebody you're dealing with, could be you. And by the way, if it's you, you're going to need your instincts and your wits to figure out the real truth of a situation. And you might even need to play them at their own game to find out what it is that you need to know about what's really going on with the situation. Okay, some of you like that. Others of you may be manifesting it as more of like a moon in Aquarius energy, right? Moon rules our emotions on the hidden, under the hood. And in Aquarius is out of the box different, right? So your emotions may be changing regarding a person or a situation. Or you're feeling like their emotions are changing towards you. And it's just this idea of changing, and you may be, look, I mean, again, Uranus and Taurus in the 11th, it has to do with your hopes, wishes in the future. So there's, shocking surprises. A lot of epiphanies are going to be coming out for you. And there could be a lot of shocking communication with that Mars and the Sun and the new moon in Virgo, right? I mean, there's a lot of activity going on in your third house. You might be finding something out. It could manifest as any of those things, right? But the suggested approach here, you have to look at where it is that you feel like you're needing to negotiate something, right? Because you have to make a decision here. You do, right? And it's regarding more than one thing. So it's like, should I stay? Should I go? Should we get married? Should we not? Should we have a baby or not? Should we move? Should we not? Should we do this or that, right? And however it would manifest for you. But you have to figure out, and only you have the answer to this, whatever it is that you're sort of confused about, because there is this energy of confusion, where would you feel the most sense of lack? And that's the path that you have to drop off. Wherever you would be feeling the least connected to, the least fulfilled, the least happy, the least, where you feel like choosing that would end up really creating a situation where you feel like you're needing to martyr yourself for a situation. Because you are dealing with somebody who I feel like they kind of get in their own way. Cancer, keeping it real with the devil. I mean, this could be just a difficult relationship because somebody's controlling or cheating, or there are codependent patterns, or this could even indicate some sort of financial dependence, right? Any kind of addiction, any kind of narcissistic tendencies, personality disorder, anything like that. There is definitely something where this person is very shackled in an unhealthy way, and this is in the external to you. So I feel like you're sort of in this space where it's like, I don't know, like this person, I have such strong feelings for them, but I don't know, something seems off with them, or I can't deal with their addiction anymore, can't deal with their anger issue, I can't deal with the controlling behavior, I can't deal with the lack of follow through, I can't, right, like the lip service kind of stuff. I just, and the challenge that you have is that unpredictable energy. You know, it's that, highs and lows and truths coming out and conflicts popping out and this and that. It's always something. But then it's like this person, they don't take a lot of responsibility for reconciling a situation, right? And it's like you're stuck there holding the bag, like, now what? And you just don't want to do that anymore, Cancer, right? I mean, you just want to be like, all right, I'm in this. This is like normal, whatever the hell that means, you know what I mean? But normal for you. And it's like there's always something. Just when you think it's going along at a nice little clip, boom. Maybe it's your feelings that change, but it's always in response to something, at least subjectively, that you feel like is being doled out there. So we have the Magician, which is really nice in the near future. I like it because this is problem solving, Mercury, this is a straight up Mercury energy, the Magician. Now, it's the wheel, in numerology, it's the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun. So the Sun, there's a focus on the fact that you guys are at a turning point here. And now it's like, all right, what are we doing? Are we going to work this out or are we not? Because no more in between, no more back and forth. I'm sensing very strongly an absolute exhaustion having to do with some sort of cycle. You just don't want to do it anymore. So here, really good communication. It's fantastic, right? Energy to problem solve. But it's only through a deeper understanding of what you're each feeling, which is empathy. There's got to be communication. Remember, Magician is Mercury. Where's Mercury? Rules Gemini, rules Virgo. Communication, problem solving. Bring those together, you have a good conversation where there's resolve. And as a result of that resolve, you have a beautiful new beginning. I love it. And this is about manifesting what it is that you want to achieve a foundation of stability, but not on purpose. It's by being shown energetically what you need to do, or them realizing what they need to do with you in order to rectify something. This is a very, very benefic energy, guys. It really is. I like it a lot. And I honestly don't want to pull any more cards because I really like this reading. So let's go right into, I just feel like it was a pretty complete little reading. Let's go into those of you who are in separation. And that's the blessing of an inconjunct, especially with Uranus. Because Uranus, again, is that, shakes things up to get us to see things differently. But we're not the only ones going through it, right? If we're in a relationship, our partner's going through it as well. So everybody's being shaken up in a little bit, in a way, to see things more differently, right? But it's in recognize that but there's always tension with that. There's always tension when things get, are shaken up, and all of a sudden the lights come on, because the lights are coming on. Did I mention that? The lights are coming on. On top of things being shaken up, so you could see everything for the mess that it is, or the beauty that it is, right? But stuff needs to be talked about and looked at. All right, let's see what's going on for our friends who are in separation. Okay, gee, I read that first card. You are my best friend, and I cherished our friendship above all others. Cancer. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let's just pull all the cards, and then I'll see if I feel like I need to pull a tarot for. Somebody's very attracted to you, Cancer. Yes. Okay, you are my best friend, and I cherished our friendship above all others. Clarifying that as wedding rings, union, wedding, married, soul connection. Doesn't have to be a real, you guys don't have to be married, but you understand. It's that soul connection. Oh, lots of attraction. Lots of attraction here. I kept up a facade to the world, but you always saw past that into my soul. And that's being clarified by not enough. Frustrated in relationship. Lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues, jealousy. And that's being clarified by You are not good for me, yet I yearn for you constantly. I need to think about this. So I don't know if this is you towards them towards you, or you guys a little towards each other. But yeah, I mean, that's that karmic kind of thing where it's like, you're messy. Why do I keep going back to you? You know, maybe the lesson's not done. I don't know. I couldn't go against my family to be with you. Now, again, this doesn't have to be regular. It could be friends, could be, we're talking about family. We're talking about like those roots, that belief system, that ingrained kind of thing. Digging in, healing heart, clarifying that, healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction. You show me a stability and security I have never known. Somebody wants to heal with you. I'm resisting my desire for you because it's too late now. We've grown apart and you moved on. Cupid's arrow. Have faith. Love is coming. Surprise invitation or meeting. Hesitation. I love you, but I'm afraid to lose my freedom. I don't know how to balance this. And for that, my friends, I need to pull some tarot because confusing to me. This isn't my reading. So I don't know, put in the comments below if you're understanding this. It's like there's a lot of attraction, there's a lot of emotion. Somebody had a facade up because they didn't feel like they were enough. But in like not feeling enough, there was this like, well, why do I feel like I can't be fully be myself? Maybe this person's not good for me. Right? And then kind of, I feel like at that point, sort of making excuses. But there's no question that you showed them a stability and security they've never known. Of course you did. Cancer, you're Cancer. He loves Cancers. Cancers have a very, very cozy energy. That's the truth. But somebody doesn't want to lose their freedom, and that is not going to jive well with you. It's not. Okay, insanely attracted to you, Four of Wands. Somebody either wants to come home if they left home. Somebody wants, this is a honeymoon energy. Somebody wants a strong foundation with you. Somebody just really wants to open up their heart and express how they feel. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles, interesting energy because there is this identification, Cancer. I feel like if you're super honest with yourself, somebody's missing something. There's something about this person that you're in, that you're not in connection with, where you feel like something is off, something's missing. Whether it's that you don't feel like they're exciting enough, they're communicative enough, they're nurturing enough, they're loving enough, they're responsible enough, whatever it is, you feel like something's missing and you can't not see it. And you're in this emotional stalemate regarding this person. Because you might be the one who's like, look, I mean, you're not good for me, but I still want you. I have to figure this out. And that may be bringing you into this emotional stalemate. That this person doesn't want to lose their freedom. They don't know how to balance it. So bye. Moving on. Detaching. At least taking a break. Continuing that break that you're on. Allowing some space for internal work. And working on yourself. Somebody's confused here, though. And you might be confused as well. Because it does seem like you recognize somebody's really not very good for you, but you can't cut that final cord for some reason. That's always tricky, isn't it? All right, my friends. Well, anyway, that's what we have for now. That's just for this week. We'll see what comes up next week. Thank you so much for hanging with me. Have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.